All right, so welcome to this stream of March. So now I was gonna do a live stream for my birthday, which was like yesterday, I think. But I decided to cancel it because, for one thing, I was at a friend's house, just hanging out. We were doing some stuff there, and second of all, I was very tired by the time I got back. I didn't have the time. I didn't have enough time to think about doing a live stream. So yeah, so that's why I'm making this. I guess you can call this my belated birthday live stream or something like that. But yeah. Now, guys, let me tell you this first. So the first thing I want to mention is thank you guys for all the birthday wishes, especially on Discord, as well as some YouTube comment replies, as well as even my special on YouTube where I did a remake of Really Useful Engine song from the Thomas Show. That was great. And I also like to thank the people who voted, the option, the correct option for my birthday quiz. I know there's like a few people who accidentally clicked the bottom the bottom option, which was the unhappy birthday wish thing. But let me just get this point. If you wish me that on purpose, yes, if you wish me an unhappy birthday on purpose, then that's very heartless of you. It's not very nice. And you're bound to have the worst luck for the rest of March if you do that. Unless you did it, unintentionally. Like you did it by mistake, then I can forgive you for that. As long as you correct yourself in the comments, which so far I haven't seen anyone do it yet. But in all seriousness, it's nice. It's nice you guys wish me a happy birthday just, yesterday. That was very nice. But now that's, it's almost over, I guess I should just this is probably gonna be like a normal live stream as usual. But I'll be talking about what I did, last night or yesterday, because I mean it was pretty close to the evening when I was doing that. So yeah. So while I was at my friend's house, we were watching this movie of some sort, and this actually happens to be one of my friend's favorite movies. I'm not going to say his name, by the way, because it's personal. It's for his protection. But the movie that he got us to watch was this movie called Austin Powers, which is actually a parody of James Bond, and it released in 1997, which was a very long time ago. I mean, my friends my friends have most of them have heard of Austin Powers before, but I haven't seen it yet. So I decided to watch the movie, and I thought it was all right actually. I mean, sure there was some like inappropriate jokes and some adult jokes here and there, but so what? I guess Austin Powers is meant to be like an adult movie, I guess, but that's great. Once again, that was a very great birthday I had like yesterday. I can't believe I actually enjoyed it. It's a shame it's coming to an end now, but all right. So we were supposed to go to an arcade like yesterday, but I guess it never happened because we were in a store while we were eating some food before I eventually came to my friend's house, who was like, who invited us to do stuff. We were gonna play some games there, but I think we until he suggested that we should watch a movie, and that movie being Austin Powers. So yeah. Also, here's a fun fact for you. Did you know that the main character in Austin Powers, as well as the villain, who my friend told me is Dr. Evil, they're actually played by the same actor? And you might recognize the voice if you watch him on the screen, because you might recognize the voice of this character. Or at least you might know the sound quality of his voice. That's because the actor who played Austin Powers and Dr. Evil is actually the same guy who would eventually voice Shrek, Mike Myers. And I think he's a pretty interesting actor and comedian at the same time. So yeah. So I give props to him for voicing Austin Powers, stuff like that. I mean, yeah, I did hear about Austin Powers because my friend on YouTube just, he mentioned it in one of his live streams. I was like, what's that about? Although the first thing he mentioned was, was Fat Bastard from Austin Powers. I mean, he's not in the first movie, but he's in the second one. So yeah, I haven't seen the second Austin Powers movie yet, but when I get back to my friend's house, I might, ask him to see what the second movie is like, and he'll probably show it to me. So yeah, I mean, there's three movies in the franchise, by the way. I'm basically doing this live stream just for my pleasure. But if any of you guys want to say something in the chat, then that's fine. But just don't give me, very heartless comments or anything inappropriate because otherwise I'll have to report you. So yeah. I mean, this live stream might not be very long, but I might actually discuss a few things that I might eventually do on this YouTube channel. So yeah, one of these things I like to do is probably some gaming live streams. So I mean, gaming live streams, I could just record the game on my phone, but the problem is I don't have much games on my computers, and I don't even use the one of my PlayStation consoles downstairs, for some reason. Only my sister does that. But anyways, I guess I'm more of like, a actually what was I about to say? But yeah. I don't play a lot of like, game console type games, like whether it's on Xbox or PlayStation or maybe on Nintendo Switch. Because I'm more used to like PC games and stuff like that. But I might try and find ways do live streams while playing games. So yeah, because they're actually quite entertaining. Some of them can be probably ASMR as well. So that'll be cool. So yeah, gaming videos might come to my YouTube channel, but the other problem is that I've been pretty busy with my stuff. Like, I've been doing a lot of, university work as well as doing some other kinds of work like house chores. So those usually get in the way. Sorry about that, guys. Just one of my family members was just, walking around the hallway and stuff like that. So I apologize. But yeah. Sorry if I just remain mute for like a long time on live streams because, I'm trying to usually trying to get to think about stuff what I'm gonna say next. So yeah, it takes usually a very long time for me to do so, but I just I just take like really long amounts of time to think about stuff when I'm saying, which usually I can't think of. But please excuse me for that because I'm trying really hard to do those live streams. So yeah. All right. So let me just give me some time to think about what I'm gonna say next because I'm really having trouble. If I don't have if I don't have anything to say else in this live stream, I might just end it off. But so I'm probably gonna talk about what's gonna happen for the my future videos. I just noticed recently that a couple of my mini remake videos are have gotten some amounts of attention. I mean, they don't have much, like they don't have like 1,000 views just yet, but so yeah, they do have like at least a handful of views as well as some likes as well, which is a good thing because I'm glad you're starting to like some of my some of my Thomas related videos. And then I decided to ask you guys why you like Thomas and Friends so much on one of my polls, and it turns out the answers you gave out are pretty interesting. There was only 9 votes on this one, which is not a lot, but you do have like some fair points. So yeah, I think one of the reasons why people like Thomas and Friends so much is because aside from being their childhood, I'm pretty sure it's due to the fact that they used to have the DVD tapes when they were little, or when they used to play the toys. They used to play with toys. I mean, sorry about my grammar. Or maybe it's because of the clever writing of the series, or they just got into trends when they were very very young. Oh yeah, they also teach like great life lessons too, which is a good thing. That's another thing I like about the show, as well as oh yeah, and also the very realistic looking model work back in the early seasons, back when Thomas used to be like a live action stop motion series that like they may look like real trains at first, but they're actually model trains in a realistic looking kind of model layout with some very fake looking wooden people as well. So that's one of the things that makes Thomas stand out amongst other shows in the world. So guys, what do you guys think of that show? So what was I going to say next? Having a feeling that having a feeling that Thomas is one of those shows that lots of YouTube users I came across like nowadays, especially those in like in the childhood shows community, or just what was I gonna say again? So I'm just thinking. What I meant to say was I think they were going to be oh wait, actually I feel like people just like Thomas even if they're in a community like that talks about like I mean there are obviously Thomas fans in the physical media library, which is this community where people show off their DVD collections and VHSs, and then I guess they can explain why they like it, or maybe they just or maybe they just obsessed with machines and stuff like that. Like as a kid, I was never really obsessed with machines as a kid, but I was more into like things I grew up with, like just reading books about wildlife and stuff like that. That really interested me rather than just reading books of trains. But I guess everyone could have their own thoughts and likes and interests, and that's perfectly fine. Right, so it's like I think it's almost 20 minutes of this live stream, so might want to end this off quickly, I guess, or at least if not, I could just if not, I could just keep going on for quite some time. So yeah, I might do some gaming live streams where I might film some games on my computer or with my phone, but I'm not sure that's gonna be good. Might want to get like some sort of some special camera holder so you can it can record some gameplay while I'm doing. And as long as my computer has like lots of, has lots of space for me to download things. So yeah. So I think that's pretty much all I gotta say in this live stream. I know it says to be a pretty, short one when compared to my other live streams, but I think it's time I should probably wrap this up. So yeah. So I'd like to say thank you guys for wishing me happy birthday like yesterday, especially those on social media and on Discord. I give props to all of you guys for wishing me, for all the birthday wishes you gave me. That's pretty nice. But the but for those of you who selected the unhappy birthday option in my on my on my most recent quiz, then either correct yourself. If you did on purpose, then that's not very nice, and you're gonna have terrible luck for the rest of this month. But in all seriousness, that's not very nice, and you should probably learn how to, you should probably apologize to me. That's all for doing this because like I said before, wishing someone an unhappy birthday is very heartless and kind of disrespectful if you ask me. But yeah, I mean everyone deserves a happy birthday to be honest. So yeah. Anyway, this is ZES254 Studios signing off, and I'm ending this live stream.